As we stand on the cusp of a new year, let's embark on a fascinating journey through time and around the world, exploring the rich tapestry of New Year's celebrations and their evolution. From ancient Babylon to modern-day Times Square, this journey is a testament to our shared human experience of time, renewal, and hope. Our journey begins around 4,000 years ago in ancient Babylon. The Babylonians are credited with hosting the first New Year's celebrations with the festival of Akitu. Aligned with the vernal equinox in mid-March, Akitu was an 11-day festival celebrating the mythical victory of the sky god Marduk over the sea goddess Tiamat. It wasn't just a time of festivity but also involved a series of rituals symbolizing the triumph of good over evil. At the same time, ancient Egypt celebrated their new year, known as Wepet Renpet, around the annual flooding of the Nile River. The event was heralded by the return of the star Sirius and marked a time of fertility and rejuvenation. The Egyptians celebrated their new year around mid-July, with festivities closely tied to agricultural cycles. Jumping ahead, the early Roman calendar, initially a lunar system, marked March 1st as the new year. However, due to its inconsistencies with the solar year, Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar in 46 BC. This solar-based system recognized January 1st as the new year in honor of Janus, the Roman god of beginnings. This change laid the groundwork for the modern New Year's Day. The reform of the calendar, which sought to align the calendar year with the solar year, established January 1st as the start of the new year. This change had significant cultural and social implications, including the way New Year's was celebrated. January 1st was chosen in part to honor Janus, the Roman god of doors and gates, who symbolized beginnings and transitions. Janus had two faces, one looking forward and one looking back, symbolizing the looking back to the old year and forward to the new. The day was marked by celebratory and religious activities, including the giving of gifts, such as figs and honey, decorating homes with laurel branches, and attending public festivals and games. Romans would also make sacrifices to Janus to ensure a good harvest, and they would engage in various activities thought to bring good fortune in the coming year. As the Roman Empire expanded, the celebration of the new year on the 1st of January spread to various parts of the empire. However, the 1st of January only became universally recognized as New Year's Day with the adoption of the Gregorian calendar. Initiated by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582, this calendar corrected the inaccuracies of the Julian calendar and gradually replaced it across the world. The idea of forgetting the past and looking forward to the future is inherent in the celebration of the new year. It symbolizes leaving behind the old year, with all its trials and tribulations, and embracing the new year with hope and new resolutions. Old Lang Syne is a Scots-language poem written by Robert Burns in 1788, though it is based on older Scottish folk songs and poems. The phrase, Auld Lang Syne, translates to, old long since, or, more colloquially, days gone by, or, old times. The song became associated with New Year's Eve and the Scottish celebration of Hogmanay, where it is traditionally sung at the stroke of midnight. The song's themes of remembrance, reflection on the past, and the spirit of moving forward resonated with the sentiments of New Year's celebrations. The tradition of singing Auld Lang Syne at New Year's spread from Scotland to other parts of the English-speaking world, particularly in the 19th and 20th centuries. It became a staple in the United States and other countries during New Year's Eve celebrations. It was popularized by Guy Lombardo and his band, who played it during a New Year's Eve broadcast from New York City in 1929. This, followed by the song's use in the 1946 movie, It's a Wonderful Life, and its frequent play on radio and television during New Year's celebrations, contributed to its global recognition. The imagery of the baby New Year and the old man, or Father Time, as representations of the passing year and the incoming New Year is a symbolic tradition deeply embedded in Western culture, particularly in the United States and parts of Europe. This allegory encapsulates the cyclical nature of time: birth, life, aging, and renewal. The baby new year is typically depicted as a baby wearing a sash with the upcoming year printed on it. This figure symbolizes the birth of the new year and the possibilities it holds. The concept of a baby representing the new year can be traced back to ancient Greek and Roman traditions. For instance, the Greeks would carry a baby around in a basket during the festival of Dionysus to symbolize the annual rebirth of that god as the spirit of fertility. The Old Man, often referred to as Father Time, represents the year that is ending. He is usually depicted as a bearded, elderly man, often with a scythe and an hourglass, symbolizing the passage of time. The imagery of Father Time has its roots in Kronos, the personification of time in Greek mythology. Kronos is sometimes confused with the Titan Cronus, who was also often depicted as an old man with a scythe. The transition from the old man to the baby new year is a powerful visual metaphor for the continuity of time. It encapsulates the cycle of aging and rebirth, reflecting society's understanding of time as both an ending and a beginning. In modern New Year's celebrations, these symbols are often used to bid farewell to the past year and welcome the new one, embodying hope, renewal, and the endless passage of time. It serves as a poignant reminder of the cyclical nature of time and the perpetual hope for a fresh start with each new year. Many people ring in the new year with a wide variety of traditions. The most well-known is the New Year's resolution. New Year's resolutions, as a tradition, have evolved over time. Shifting from oaths and religious promises like the peacock vow, known in French as voeu du paon, where knights would make their vow upon the peacock, pledging to uphold the chivalric values, pursue acts of valor, and embark on quests or adventures. Coincidentally, Christians also began the practice of reflecting on one's past actions, repenting for sins, and making commitments to lead a more devout life in the coming year. Over time, the practice of making New Year's resolutions has largely lost its religious context and has become a more secular tradition, where individuals make promises to themselves about improving their lives in various ways. Nowadays, common resolutions involve personal betterment goals like losing weight, exercising more, quitting smoking, improving finances, learning new skills, and so on. This practice taps into the universal human desire for growth and renewal, particularly poignant at the start of a new year. Despite the challenges in maintaining them, New Year's resolutions continue to be a significant cultural tradition that underscores the hopeful optimism for positive change and improvement. The next most popular New Year tradition is that of eating fish to ring in the new year. In various cultures, fish are considered symbols of abundance, prosperity, and good fortune. Eating fish during New Year's brings these qualities into the coming year. The specific tradition of eating raw fish at midnight might be a local or family-specific custom, drawing from these broader symbolic associations. In Denmark and some other Scandinavian countries, marinated herring is a traditional dish during New Year's celebrations. Herring is a significant fish in these cultures and is often associated with good luck. In Japan, consuming sashimi or sushi during New Year's celebrations is common. This is part of a larger set of traditions known as Osechi-ryori, where various foods are eaten for their symbolic meanings. Each dish within Osechi-ryori has a specific meaning. Kazunoko, herring roe, symbolizes fertility and a wish for numerous offspring. Kuramame, black soybeans, represents health and hard work. Tazakuri, candied sardines, symbolizes a bountiful harvest. Kamaboko, fish cake, often colored in pink and white, symbolizing joy and purity. Datamaki, sweet rolled omelette, represents knowledge and the arts. Shrimp symbolizes longevity, as their bent backs resemble elderly people. Renkan, lotus root. This signifies a clear future, as you can see through the holes of the lotus root. Other less well-known New Year traditions from around the world are In Spain, it's a tradition to eat 12 grapes at midnight, one at each stroke of the clock. Each grape represents good luck for 1 month of the coming year. In Denmark, the Danes have a tradition of throwing old plates and glasses against the doors of friends and family to banish bad spirits and bring good luck. In the Philippines, the New Year is celebrated with round things, symbolizing prosperity. This includes wearing polka dots and eating round fruits. In Ecuador, people create effigies representing things they disliked from the past year and burn them at midnight to cleanse away the old year. In Scotland, particularly during Hogmanay, the Scottish New Year's celebration, the first footing tradition is observed. The first person to cross the threshold of a home after midnight should bring a gift for luck. In Japan, Buddhist temples ring their bells 108 times in a ritual called Hoya no Kane, symbolizing the 108 human sins in Buddhist belief and getting rid of the 108 worldly desires. Many Brazilians dress in white for New Year's for good luck and peace. They also often offer flowers and gifts to Iemanjá, a sea goddess, in Afro-Brazilian traditions. The Finns in Finland practice a form of divination called molybdomancy, where molten tin is poured into cold water, and the resulting shape is interpreted to predict the future. In Italy, Italians might wear red underwear for luck in the new year. Eating lentils, which are round and symbolize coins, is supposed to bring prosperity. In some parts of South Africa, old furniture is thrown out of windows to symbolize a new start and major life changes. In Greece, an onion is traditionally hung on the front door of homes on New Year's Eve as a symbol of rebirth. Children are often tapped on the head with it on New Year's Day to wake them up. And, of course, we have to end with the major national celebrations gaining global traditional acceptance, like Sydney, Australia's grand fireworks display over Sydney Harbour, and the dropping of the ball in Times Square, New York, that began in 1907. The original ball weighed 700 pounds and was made of iron and wood. Today, the ball is a geodesic sphere covered with Waterford crystal panels and LED lights. As we stand here today, let's remember that New Year's is not just a change in the calendar. It's a celebration of time's eternal cycle, of endings and new beginnings. It's a moment that unites us all in reflection, anticipation, and hope, regardless of where we are in the world. So, as the clock ticks closer to midnight, let's embrace the spirit of New Year's. Let's cherish our traditions, old and new, and step into the coming year with renewed hope and enthusiasm. Happy New Year, everyone! Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.